Shedeur played awful. Shedeur played awful. He had 3 uncommon plays in my mind. There was a 3rd down scramble. It was 3rd and 10. He picked up 9. Kevin Stefanski should have won for it. He found Isaiah Bond for 43 yards. A beautiful pass of yards. Outside of that, Shedeur Sanders was bad. Bad. Rookie bad.
If you're going to sit there and make excuses, just go. Just go. Assistant head coach, I don't care. I'm done. I'm just so done. I'm over this crap. I'm over the arguments about Shedeur. I really am. I don't mean to put it on him. I'm not.
It's an awful situation, and he didn't look good in the awful situation.
The Cleveland Browns organization just threw their rookie quarterback under the bus, and some of the most respected voices in football aren't having it. Emmanuel Acho unleashed a scathing critique of Kevin Stefanski's handling of Shedeur Sanders, and honestly, they're not wrong. What we witnessed against the Chicago Bears wasn't just a rookie struggling through growing pains. It was a systemic failure, a coaching malpractice, a front office betrayal wrapped in silence and indifference. If you still support Shedeur, comment SS100. If you don't, like this video. Let's be brutally honest about what happened in Chicago. Shedeur Sanders looked lost, completely overwhelmed. The stat line tells a horror story. 18 completions on 35 attempts, 177 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 5 sacks absorbed. The Browns got demolished 31-3, and their 5th-round quarterback bore the brunt of the blame.
If you want me to give true objective analysis, it was awful. If you want to couch it with some grace and couch it with some gentleness, he played like a rookie.
That distinction matters, because what Acho identified wasn't just poor execution, it was poor coaching, poor preparation, poor support. Acho broke down exactly what went wrong, and it wasn't just about Shedeur making a bad throw. It was about a rookie quarterback not recognizing basic coverage concepts that should have been drilled into him repeatedly during practice. That's a coaching failure first and a player failure second. The Chicago Bears defense came into that game leading the entire NFL in takeaways. They're ball hawks. They're opportunistic. They study film obsessively and exploit rookie mistakes mercilessly. So what was Kevin Stefanski's game plan? Apparently, to let his inexperienced quarterback try to make hero throws against one of the most disciplined secondaries in football. That's not player development. That's negligence. But here's where the story gets even more infuriating. Shannon Sharpe and the panel on Speakeasy highlighted something that should alarm every Browns fan. Kevin Stefanski doesn't appear to believe in Shedeur Sanders.
I think his head coach is against him, but I think the ownership is like, hold up, we got this kid that everybody loves, right? And he's looking good with talent. He has to start. He has to play.
Read that again. The ownership wants to give Shedeur a chance. The fans are intrigued by his potential, but the head coach seems determined to prove the kid isn't ready. This isn't speculation. It's observable in how Cleveland has managed this situation from day one. They waited until week 11 to even give Shedeur meaningful snaps. They've surrounded him with a depleted offensive line. They've given him limited weapons and even more limited patience. And now, after one legitimately terrible game, the whispers have already started about drafting another quarterback.
Can have a season of games like that. Caleb Williams last year had a season of unimpressive games, though he didn't have, I don't think it's 3 interception game, no touchdowns, maybe he did.
He had some bad games, though.
He did. But Shedeur, unfortunately, you don't have the luxury of having a game like that because you are already playing catch-up.
Caleb Williams can have multiple poor performances, and everyone discusses patience and development. Drake May can struggle, and Patriots fans rally around him with unconditional support. Bo Nix gets grace because Denver invested properly in his success. But Shedeur Sanders, a 5th-round pick with a famous last name, playing for a coach who seemingly doesn't want him there? He's expected to be perfect immediately or face replacement. That's not how player development works. That's not how you build a franchise quarterback. That's how you destroy a young player's confidence and waste legitimate talent. The comparison to recent rookie quarterbacks is illuminating. Bryce Young looked abysmal last year and got benched, but Carolina stuck with him because they'd invested a 1st-round pick. Anthony Richardson has been inconsistent, but Indianapolis keeps giving him opportunities. Even Zach Wilson got multiple seasons to figure things out in New York, despite being objectively terrible. But Shedeur Sanders, 4 starts, 1 bad game against an elite defense, and suddenly his future in Cleveland is uncertain? Make it sense.
If you're a 5th-round pick and your coach don't even necessarily like you, they not looking to make room for you.
Emmanuel Acho isn't really just attacking Kevin Stefanski's game planning. It's the organizational cowardice. The front office drafted a quarterback they didn't fully believe in, handed him to a coach who didn't want him, and now they're shocked that the situation isn't working smoothly. Meanwhile, Deshaun Watson is guaranteed $46 million next season. Let that sink in. Cleveland is on the hook for one of the worst contracts in NFL history. They have a potentially franchise-altering draft pick coming, and instead of giving their rookie quarterback the resources and coaching he needs, they're already planning his replacement. And Acho didn't hold back on calling out exactly what this means for Shedeur's future.
Deshaun Watson's already guaranteed $46 million next year. So like it or not, the Cleveland Browns are on the hook to pay a quarterback $46 million. So he's going to get an opportunity.
This is the financial prison Cleveland has built for themselves. They're paying a quarterback who can't stay healthy an astronomical sum. They have a young quarterback showing flashes of brilliance, and instead of developing that asset, they're looking to spend another high draft pick on the position. It's organizational malpractice at the highest level. Shannon Sharpe made a crucial point about the reality of being a rookie quarterback in the NFL, and it's something that bears repeating because it exposes just how unrealistic Cleveland's expectations are.
One of my hardest years I've ever had in the NFL was when I was starting as a rookie. That's the truth.
This isn't controversial. Every veteran will tell you the same thing. The jump from college to professional football is massive. The speed is different. The coverages are more complex. The windows are tighter. The consequences are harsher. Great organizations understand this and build infrastructure around young quarterbacks. They simplify the playbook early. They provide veteran mentorship. They protect them physically and mentally. They accept that development isn't linear and setbacks are inevitable. Bad organizations throw rookies into the fire, provide minimal support, and then blame them when they get burned. Acho perfectly captured the impossible position Shedeur finds himself, and he didn't sugarcoat the comparison to other young quarterbacks who get far more grace.
Russell Wilson, if you want to hold on to this job that's supposed to be Matt Flynn's, you got to be wildly impressive. Kirk Cousins, if you want to hold on to this job that's supposed to be Robert Griffin's, you got to be wildly impressive. Brock Purdy, if you want to hold on to this job that's supposed to be Trey Lance's, you have to be wildly impressive. Shedeur Sanders, if you want to hold on to this job that's supposed to be a number 2 overall picks or number 1 overall picks or Deshaun Watson who's making $46 million next year, you have to be wildly impressive.
And there it is, the brutal reality laid bare. Shedeur isn't competing against other rookies. He's competing against the ghost of what Cleveland wishes they had at quarterback, against the financial commitment they can't escape, and against a coaching staff that never wanted him there in the first place. The Browns are facing a critical decision point. They're likely going to have a high draft pick. They have Deshaun Watson's contract albatross hanging over them. They have a young quarterback showing both promise and predictable rookie struggles. And they have a coaching staff that seems more interested in proving they were right about their evaluation than actually developing the talent on their roster. Kevin Stefanski won Coach of the Year twice, but great coaches adapt. Great coaches develop talent. Great coaches don't give up on promising young players after 4 starts. Shannon Sharpe brought perhaps the most important perspective to this entire debate, speaking directly to what organizations should be looking for in rookie quarterback development.
This show me flashes of, okay, you're getting better. Okay, oh, he's getting better. Oh, bad game. Oh, he learned from that last game. He a rookie. That's what it's all about. I think next year, when you come into training camp, whatever they do with the quarterback situation, now in your second year, you ready to roll. You got a whole off season to get a little stronger.
This is quarterback development 101. You're not looking for perfection. You're looking for progress. You're looking for growth. You're looking for those moments where the light bulb clicks on and you can see the players starting to understand NFL concepts. But Cleveland isn't interested in development. They're interested in immediate results from a 5th-round pick playing behind a mediocre offensive line with limited weapons against elite defenses. And when he doesn't deliver, miracles, they're ready to move on. Shedeur Sanders and Sean Payton's offense in Denver? Terrifying. Shedeur Sanders learning from Andy Reid in Kansas City as Patrick Mahomes' eventual successor? Franchise-altering. Shedeur Sanders with Kyle Shanahan's play calling in San Francisco. Imagine the possibilities. But Cleveland? They're about to Cleveland this situation spectacularly. The Browns have a choice. They can continue down this path of organizational dysfunction, burn through another promising quarterback, and remain the laughingstock of professional football. Or they can do something radical, actually support their rookie, fire coaches who can't develop talent, and build something sustainable. Right now, all signs point to option 1, and that's exactly why Sherman and Acho are sounding the alarm. Because watching talent get wasted isn't just disappointing, it's infuriating. And when the Browns inevitably move on from Shedeur Sanders and he succeeds elsewhere, Cleveland fans better remember this moment. Remember the coaching staff that gave up. Remember the front office that didn't commit. Remember the organization that had something special and threw it away because they were too stubborn to admit their evaluation process was flawed. Kevin Stefanski might be a good coach, but good coaches maximize talent. Good coaches develop players. Good coaches don't give up on promising young players after 4 starts. The clock is ticking, the criticism is mounting, and Richard Sherman and Emmanuel Acho just put the entire Browns organization on notice. What happens next will define Cleveland's franchise for the next decade. Choose wisely.